Well, every child should have a safe harbor in which to learn, be cared for, and to simply be a child. When the final bell rings, thousands of kids across the country often come home to instability and volatility. But a hand-to-hand police sergeant is making sure local students receive the wholesome after-school environment they deserve. We're glad to be joined by Sergeant Ricardo, founder of Lowcountry Youth Services. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
People affectionately call you OP, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that means Officer Perry?
Yeah. Okay. I have to tell people often it doesn't stand for old person.
No, you're certainly not an old person. And I'm sure you surround yourself with youth all the time, so they keep you young.
Yes.
Now, you're just coming off the heels of a human trafficking awareness event that took place at Seacoast Church last week. So it's quite obvious that protecting youth is kind of your mission.
Yes, it's a big deal of mine, especially when you think about how vulnerable our children are and how many people out there that seek to do them harm. I've always said it's our responsibility as adults to make sure we protect them. And so whether that's, protecting them physically, emotionally, spiritually, or even just informing them or empowering them to watch out for themselves, we have to do our job to protect them.
So that sort of segues into your creation of a organization that underneath which are several programs. Now, what is the name of your organization? So
it's called Lowcountry Youth Services.
Okay, and tell me more about this. When did you found it?
So we originally founded the organization back in 2008. 2008.
It's been around for a while.
Actually, I'm sorry, 2009. So we founded it, and then we started the program Distinguished Gentlemen's Club in 2010. Several years later, we rebranded, and now we're Lowcountry Youth Services.
And why did you want to establish an organization like this? What were you seeing in the community that you felt that there was a need for it?
Well, we were seeing several different things. We were seeing, the delinquent aspect of our juveniles. We were seeing several young men growing up without positive male role models. We were seeing kids not being able to have productive things to do after school, and they're getting in trouble in the street. And so when we started thinking about all the different needs in the community among young people, we decided to rebrand to Lowcountry Youth Services, where we can create programs that will give our young people the tools they need to thrive in life. Our vision is that every child wins. And so the hope is as they come to us, they will leave with an opportunity to do better in life.
And so underneath Lowcountry Youth Services, Distinguished Gentlemen is one of the programs, and we just had them on a program actually not too long ago. Tell us a little bit more about what you do in Distinguished Gentlemen's Club.
So Distinguished Gentlemen's Club, we provide one-to-one mentoring and group mentoring. And essentially, we meet with these guys 3 times a month. One, just for a regular club meeting, every second Saturday, we'll have a meal. We'll talk to them about some type of life issue and just really build and encourage them during those meetings. Then we'll do a service project. I believe wholeheartedly in serving the community, and so we teach that to our boys. We get them involved with different events going on around town. They just did the Charleston Marathon last weekend. If there's a special event that's going on, people typically call us and say, hey, can we get some of your boys? Or it might just be, little something like helping an elderly person with their yard, or helping a single mother move some furniture. Just whatever we can do to serve.
So it's not just self-conditioning, but it's also going out there and helping others.
Absolutely.
So getting outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
And helping the people around you.
And kids need to learn that. Kids need to learn how to give back. Because we live in a society where our kids, they constantly take, and they need to be able to give back.
Certainly. Let's move on to the exchange program. Now, what is this?
So the exchange program is specifically for juvenile offenders. It's a diversion program. So the young men that come to us are currently on probation with Berkeley County. And so when they come to us, we meet with them at least twice a week for 2 hours. And we teach them specific skills. So social skills, problem-solving skills, and cognitive self-change skill. The whole idea of the exchange program is to give up who I am for who I can become. So these kids come to us with various issues, and we try to teach them to rethink the way they do things. And so if they change the way they think about a situation, they'll respond to it differently, hence changing their behavior hence lowering the recidivism among juveniles.
Most certainly. All right. Well, we've got a third program, your newest program,
Yeah.
the Harbor After School. We're going to be talking about after the break. Stick with us. And we're back with Sergeant Ricardo Perry, founder of Lowcountry Youth Services, and he's just launched a new program called Harbor After School. So this is your latest program as part of the Lowcountry Youth Services organization that you created. And you do just have a love for youth and helping young people grow up to be strong, independent, and giving people. So I'd like to just kind of know where that comes from.
Well, it came from a couple of different reasons. One of the reasons is it was just me and my sister growing up with my mom. My dad wasn't present, and so that feeling of him not being present, I think I internalized it, and I know how it feels. And so when I think of a young person not having that additional support that a lot of other kids have, it really drives me to want to be there for them. Mm-hmm. And then I had my first child at a young age, and so I made a commitment to her. I was going to be there regardless. Like I was never going to leave. I was going to always be there. And so I feel like when I tell a kid that I'm going to be there, or if any adult tell the kids that they're going to be there, that they should be there.
It's a promise
no matter
you have
what.
to keep.
Yeah, no matter what. You have to be there, mm-hmm. because several people come in and out of kids' lives. And the kids that need it the most, people come in, they can't handle the situations, the circumstances surrounding that kid, and then they leave. Mm-hmm. And they leave that kid heartbroken. And so there's challenges with the kid that is heartbroken and don't want to trust adults, and they grow up a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then they flock to influences and individuals that don't mean them no good. And now we end up with an unproductive adult in our community.
That's right. And so through that experience, you created the Lowcountry Youth Services, but now just to let everyone know is that you have a wonderful relationship with your father.
Absolutely.
So things can come full circle.
Absolutely. He lives up in New York now, but we talk often, and he's like my big brother.
Oh, that's what he's your big brother.
Like
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, let's talk about Harbor After School. I think this is a lovely program that children, once the bell rings, they can go in, they can do their studies, but it's more than just that.
Yeah. So we use the media center at Fishburne Educational Center in Hanahan, and again, I'm gracious to the Berkeley County School District because they allow us to use the facility, and I'm also gracious towards my employer, Hanahan Police Department. They allow me to do this work with no hesitation, and that's not often common among employers. But the Harbor After School, we allow kids to come. They will be allowed to come. They'll get their homework done, whatever studies they need to get done, they'll be able to do that. And then we partner with the National Honor Society at Hanahan High School. And so those kids, because they have to get a certain amount of service hours, they're going to come 1 day a week for 1 hour and tutor the students that need tutoring.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Absolutely. And so after they get their tutoring and after they get their homework done, we have several recreation things in the facility: game systems, pool table, hockey table, Netflix.
Netflix. Ooh.
And so the kids
pre-approved by the sergeant.
Right, absolutely. The kids will be able to hang out and be in a safe environment until mom, dad gets off work and come pick them up. Mm-hmm. So there is a fee, so we do charge, and that's so we can be able to provide snacks and continue the maintenance of the things in the facility.
And what if families cannot afford it?
Absolutely, they just let me know,
okay.
Right? And there is a process, and if you can't afford it, we still can provide the service.
And the $60 a week?
Yes.
Okay. For some people, $60 a week is a little bit high, but the services that you're providing 5 days a week really is invaluable. But with the program that you have and with the kids that come and join and take advantage of it, they can also make new friends. They can also get involved in their community as well. So I think that is really a terrific organization.
I really believe in the idea of influence. Mm-hmm. And so our kids are surrounded with a lot of negative influence, whether it's social media, peers. they're surrounded with a lot of influence. So my idea is, let's put them in an environment, let's put them around people that can be positive and encourage and motivate, and then hopefully that will have a lasting impact on them.
And it's also just important to say that you can be a straight A student or you could be considered high risk.
Absolutely.
And everybody is
Absolutely.
welcome.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are. Yeah. There's no discrimination in that area. We'll take you and work with you.
Terrific, Sergeant. Thank you very much for your work and appreciate you coming here to talk about it.
I appreciate you inviting me.
All right, we'll be back after this.